Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga and it's 2026. I cannot believe you. I am all dressed up because we're going to be recreating Emily in Paris or Lily Collins' makeup look from one of the episodes. I don't remember. I'm going to give you two different options and I'm going to be honest. I picked this one over this because they're almost the same. They're almost identical. The only difference is that this makeup that we're recreating today is just a little bit more with color and this one has only a little bit in the inner and outer corner, but they're almost identical. I'm going to give you a quick disclaimer. My lip combination didn't really turn out the same. It's a little bit darker than Lily's, but still, you know, eye makeup look is really cool. You can use any lip color you have in your makeup kit and it's gonna look perfect. And let's get started. Well guys, I did some poll on my channel and I asked you what do you really want to watch. So we have a tie because some people, one person in particular mentioned that makeup tutorial. Then we have to recreate celebrities makeup look. That's something that we're doing today. And the third one, I asked for any other advice or any other video topic. And actually I got a comment, I believe, from my subscriber. I really hope that I did not mispronounce the name. It's Teacher Serener, and I believe she voted for vlogs. I didn't know that my life was that interesting to have this documented, but I'm going to be doing vlogs kind of like soon. I'm going to start vlogging, but I don't really promise you this in the like nearest future. It's probably going to be when we're in 2026, and I hope that I can deliver in January of 2026. So please be patient with me. I know that it's going to take some time. I have a couple of thoughts in mind. That's why let's get started. I did off camera foundation, bronzer, cream bronzer, and a little bit of concealer. That was it. I set everything with powder and added some powder contour on the sides, powdered bronzer over my forehead, and a little bit of contour over the nose bridge. I noticed that she has no blush whatsoever. They don't really use blush at all. And I didn't see any highlighter. So it's going to be matte. It's going to be almost like with no actual color. It's going to be very basic and very simple. That is the reason why we're going to get back to a setting process. I'm going to set my face with Essence Fix and Last 18-hour long-lasting makeup fix and spray. And I will use my beauty blender on top to melt the powders in place. But I'm gonna get started with Wet n Wild Megalast eyeshadow primer. You can use Essence primers, you can use NYX primers. All of these options are really good. We're gonna get started, I guess, with some colors that I am gonna be getting from the BH eyeshadow palette. I will be needing some cool tone browns, and then we're gonna be using some of these shades to set my lid. Really want to start with a flat brush because I feel like we need to pack the lid with like this beige color and maybe mix this in with a little bit of this. So I just really want to create a nice matte finish, and I just want to make sure that the lid is going to be at least a little bit colored. I'm kind of like done with the first step. We don't really need to do anything crazy today, guys. It's just really the easiest makeup look you can get. And then I'm going to be using a very small brush, the one that I have from Beauty Bay brush set. And I really want to pick on the color, I guess, gray. And we're going to get started with the soft gray. And then later, I'm going to kind of like move to probably these combination of colors, maybe even a little bit of this dark gray, but we're going to see that. I'm going to tap it off. And what we're going to do is to get this in the outer corner like that. And with a tapping motion, I'm just going to focus this in the outer corner. And she has in both of the looks pretty sharp line. So if you can't work with eyeshadows and they're really messy and like, what do I do? What do I do? I got you covered. I got you covered. Because grab a flat brush. Try to make sure that this flat brush is not covered in any other color, but the one that you actually need for the look. Because this one is full of blue. I'm going to pick on a little bit more of the same brown color that I showed you a couple of seconds ago. And then just go with this brush in the outer corner. You can tell immediately, let me zoom in. This color created a sharp line. Now with the same shade and the fluffy brush, we're going on top of my crease. And you can tell that we're using some soft color at first for a reason, because we're going to create some shadow, and only then we're going to work with something dark. And then a little bit more I will be probably getting in the inner corner, and I just want to make sure that I add a little bit more just right under my brow. This way, if you have bulky nose or you have beautiful nose, which I'm pretty much sure you do, guys, the trick that sometimes you can, thin this out at the root of the nose is to get a little bit of some eyeshadows really close to the nose bridge. This is a nose bridge, this is a nose bridge. And you're kind of like working with the soft eyeshadows. It's better to use some cool tone shadows or just with some shadows in this area. And this is how you do it. If you feel like it's too much, you always can go back with a beauty blender, tap this a couple of times like that. And that's it. That is practically it. But I'm gonna go a little bit more over the crease and go back to the outer corner. I'm gonna be doing the same technique, but with a little bit darker shade. I guess I'm gonna grab the color next to this one and pick on a little bit darker color as well. It's just gonna emphasize the shade that I'm looking for. So we're gonna bring this a little bit more in the outer corner. And by the way, today I'm not gonna cover my under eye area because, well, with this eyeshadows, I don't really get a lot of fallouts. That is the main reason why I trust them. Okay, so what you're doing, you're getting the color in the outer corner and you're going with circular motions. I don't want to do this shade up to the crease or the brow bone. I feel like we have pretty much a lot of this color in the outer corner, and I just want to intensify this a little bit. And then with the same color, I mean a little bit of like soft gray and a little bit of dark gray. Again, I'm going to tap this off one more time, and then I just want to open my eye as much as possible so I can get this access to my crease, and or just do it like that, depending on. And then we're going right under the color I used previously. I just want to add a little bit more. This makeup look is a little bit messy, but it's actually designed to be this way, in my opinion, because I feel like Lily Collins, or Emily, is actually wearing this type of makeup look. And then I'm going to go again with a little bit more color, and then just let's work a bit more lower than the crease, but in the inner corner. You can tell, guys, that I'm not focusing this color higher to my brow. It's a little bit lower, but like in the inner corner, this is going to be the mark. And you can tell that instantly the color is kind of like thinning this nose out a little bit, the root of the nose. And let's use a little bit of the beige color with a mix of this cool tone gray that we used right at the beginning of the video, because I want to make sure that it's blended into the previous color, but really softly we're kind of like mixing and marrying this color together. And that's pretty much it. That is the look. I'm gonna go with a little bit more of my neutral shade. Let's tap this off and get a little bit more in the center of the lid, like that, like that. Now I want to repeat the same colors over my lower lid. If I'm not mistaken, she has some very dark lower lid moment. Yeah, I guess her waterline is covered in black, or at least like super dark cool tone gray. Let me use this cool tone gray shade over my lower lid. And then I'm going to go with the same colors that I used for the crease. I mean, cool tone grays. Let me show you one more time in case you need to check this out again. I'm going to tap off the soft cool tone gray. And let's go over my lower lid. In this case, I don't really blend my eye pencil first before I use any eyeshadows for the lower lid in particular. But it's up to you guys if you want to blend this out, go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go with a little bit darker shade with a mix of these two. Let's add a little bit more over my lower lid. Finally, I'm going to blend everything together. I'm going to use an eyeliner on top of my lash line. I just love eyeliners over black pencils. Black pencils or any cool tone pencils, they might leave some stains. Let's just use black eyeliner. It's just a safe option. I'm using my Makeup Revolution Deep Eyeliner. I'm going to get started with my middle part of the lid, and it's going to be a thick line, like a very thick line. And that's it. We're not going to wing anything out. We're going to stop right where the lid ends. And then I will do the same line from the inner corner. How many more times should I say that? Really, really, really nice. And it's really thick. It's really thick. Now what you can do, you can set that with a little bit of color. Why not? Let's do a little bit of my cool tone gray on top, just to make sure that it's not that off from the main makeup look. We're kind of like marrying the colors together. And I'm going with a tiny brush on top. I'm gonna coat lashes with mascara. This is my Makeup Revolution Power Lash Volume Mascara. I actually have a L'Oreal mascara, but most of the time when I do my makeup, I actually take this off and I do another makeup for my shorts. That is the main reason why, just like L'Oreal is quite expensive to waste it that easily. That is the main reason why I'm going with some Makeup Revolution mascara, which is cheaper, twice cheaper, I would say, than L'Oreal. And then L'Oreal, I kind of saved for some makeup looks that I'm going to be wearing for a longer period of time, just because I actually love the one from L'Oreal much more than from Makeup Revolution. Let me get started with color, I guess, Velvet. This one is from Dior, but you can use any like very deep chocolatey shade. But I want to mention and specify this real quick that it's definitely not her color. We're going to be going with a little bit different one on top. Then a lip pencil. And let me go with Estee Lauder. This is coppery shade, and it's just kind of like a warm tone brown. I'm gonna go on top. Okay guys, and this is the final result of my Emily in Paris makeup transformation. Honestly, I feel like the lip combination is off. It's a little bit brighter and darker than Emily's, but the eye makeup look is, I guess, on point. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like it's really, really cool. And that's it for today. I wanna tell you one more time, happy 2026, and I'm gonna see you next time. Love you all. Bye-bye.